Hi. I'm doing this on my computer again. Babies are watching Coco Melon in the kitchen with the phone hooked to the TV, so I'm just gonna jump to it and um, just talk to you guys, or just talk to myself. Um, right now it's really raining outside, quite sturdy. It's not heavy rains, I would say, but if you walk with an umbrella outside, you'll still get wet. It's a lot of water coming out of the sky. There's a typhoon expected to pass over us tonight, and kids are at school. It's a Friday. I hope they come home safely, and no matter how wet they are. Um, don't know what the weekend will be like. I haven't checked the weather, but yeah, typhoon is coming. So heavy rains. I've learned for the many years I've been here. I've learned that it's that's how it goes. First, it starts with light rain, and then rain and a little bit of wind, and then it gets really windy. Not so much rainy than windy, and it just becomes like blasting winds and probably a little bit of rain too. But and then it becomes quiet when the eye of the storm hits you. When it's on the top of you, it's like the eye of the storm is complete, nice, quiet weather, and then it starts again, blasting winds and whatnot, just rain and wind and all that, and then at the end just becomes just really, really light rain, and after that you can see the blue skies, and it's just amazing. And after the storm is over, when you come out, it's clean. It feels clean and smells clean. It smells like grass and clean air. I just love after the typhoon every time. During the typhoon, during the storm is just you don't you're prepared to have to see your garden completely crashed. Throughout the years, we had a tree in this garden in front where we have only grass now, unrooted, and so yeah, could be pretty hard. Um, but and the house is like pretty much on one side is just windows, screen doors, screen like glass sliding doors. So they have a shield that you can pull out from a like outside. There's like a I would say like a container for them, like when they just push them and pull them and they come out and they can cover all those windows. But I used to do it, but not anymore. I'm just yeah. Anyways, they say it's gonna be the the strongest by far this year. So I don't know how we're gonna. Anyways, it's just typhoon is coming. Anyway, so yeah, that means laundry is drying out there with the fan, and when Friday comes, I just laundry, and we just and I have to do some ironing of shirts, and the kids forgot from yesterday some of their stuff to put in the washer, so I have to wash extra today, and it's just laundry and I are like 7 people everyday clothes, and when Friday comes, it's like all their clothes from the school come, like all uniforms, PE clothes, all the stinkiness comes in, aprons for lunch, and masks, and caps, whatever. Just everything has to be washed, and if it's nice weather, I wash the shoes too, but in the washer. But I don't do it now because it's only gonna dry till Monday, or I don't know. Anyways, wow, this camera of the computer is really not as good quality as the phone. The phone has really good resolution. This is like kind of like blue, but it's okay. So this is me today. There's a little guy coming. He's so cute. Look at him coming. He has a bunch of cars, and he loads them on a truck from the Ziploc bag that I have, and he lines them up and he plays with them. He's so happy to have his cars. Yes, 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 yes. I love you, man. I love you. He's so blonde. He's so blonde. He has a Japanese father, and I'm not blonde. I've never been. I haven't even bleached my hair to blonde ever. But he's blonde and he's cute. And his sister, she loves to watch TV and Kokomelon, and she's like my youngest from the three boys. And he just can stay in front of the TV all day and just soak it all in, like just get all the goodness and all the stories, I guess. Yeah, there are people like that. So today I was thinking about there were I think I would say two times where I think my life had been hanging on this string, but somehow survived. So I survived it. The first account was just me, and then the second account was we were in a bus. And the first time I remember, I was at probably junior high age, I think, and my mom sent me somewhere to go get something from somebody. I don't remember any of it. I just remember I was running so I can save time. I was running on the streets, and interestingly enough, where the police station is, like the main police station in my hometown is, around there are lots of cars parked because it's very close to the city hall. Not the city hall, the city center. Well, city hall is there too, but the city center. And so lots of people park their cars, like private parkings and police cars and whatnot. And I was crossing one of those, like on the side, kind of like side street, and I was running, and I just you know how there are cars parking, parallel parking, and then there are the cars that go on the street. So I just popped out from between I popped up on the street without stopping, without checking for cars. I just popped out between those parallel parking cars, and I'm getting ready for Halloween. So cute. Kalea, say hello. Say hello. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. Jack O'Lantern. She lost her Jack O'Lantern. Anyways, so I pop out, and there's this car right there, and it stopped. That guy, he was just fuming. He was angry. He was so angry, and he got out of the car even. I like he opened the door, but I just ran. But I remember the car stopped right in front of my legs. I could feel the car. Um, and it's not like something big deal. I didn't make big deal of it afterwards anyways. It's just my heart was racing so hard, and I still kept running to go home quickly. And so I didn't tell my mom, I didn't tell my sister, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't make big deal out of it. But when I think about it years later, it's like, I mean, I probably could have been, if not killed, at least damaged really well. But yeah, so that's one of the accounts. I didn't ponder on it afterwards anyways. I just kept going with my life and didn't really think about it. Of course, later on as an adult, I was thinking about those things and just, what could have happened? But nothing happened anyway, so so that's one. Second one was it was winter. Some winters back home are really bad with heavy snow, and usually my town didn't get much snow. Well, it can. Okay, where I live right now, there's few years that I remember of the 10 plus years I've been here where it actually snows and sticks to the ground. Maybe 2 years I remember sticking on the ground, but then other than that, it just snows, and right away it melts, like right away. So here is like nothing. Maybe it's more towards the equator, this part of Japan, but the southern part. But back home in Bulgaria, it snows. It's especially the northern part, and it just snows real bad. Some people can be have to be evacuated sometimes from the little villages in the mountains and stuff like that, because there's no water, no heat, no electricity. So yeah, and one of those years when it was heavy snow, I remember using a bus in the morning to go to school. So we use a public bus, and there was this road that goes on a hill going towards the river down. So there's this river that passes through our town, and people built on both sides of the river banks, but then there's no like what do you say, like, I wouldn't say a fence, but there's no road fence. I don't know how you call it. So you could just it's just grass area, and then the sidewalk, and then the road, and that's it. There's no where is the hello, where the bus stops are. There's like kind of like a barrier, so you don't fall off down. But it's not that long, so you could just keep walking on the sidewalk, and on your one side is like the road, on the other side is the river and the grass area around it. So it's just, the river is really down too, so it's really down. The roads are up, and then you go down, and that's where the river is. So it's like pretty big difference, about maybe, I would say 15 meters or so, 15-20 meters. And so where the city center is, it's really up. The city center is up, and that area, you have to go to the main road where next to the river, it's like a downhill. Okay, it's really down. I mean, it's down, you guys. And that year there was lots of snow. They usually throw salt and sand and whatever they can on the roads to keep it, the friction of the cars not to slide. But that year, I don't know what happened. Maybe it was early in the morning, and I remember the bus was going down, and it was we had two kind of buses back home. One is it's a small bus, just one car, and then the other one is a bus that has like one main car and like an extra one that is connected with like what it looks like inside the bus is like a circle. And I always like to stay in the circle, because when the bus makes a turn, you just move. Like, it was really, really cool. And so I always stayed in the circle. I think that day it was a big bus, the long one. And so I was inside, and so the roads were really slippery and frozen, because the night before was snowing, so everything was frozen. And when many cars use the same road, the first few cars probably will be fine because there will be snow on the road. But the second wave of cars going to work, like me going to school in the morning, it was really slippery already, and I don't think anybody threw any salt or any dirt on it. So what happens is we're going down with the bus, and I could hear how the bus driver just stopped the engines. He just stopped the engines of the engine of the. I didn't hear the bus going boom, 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 and so he just slid. He started sliding down, and naturally his way was to go right afterwards. So he had to turn right. He was not turning right, you guys. He was going straight down towards the river, and there was no barrier whatsoever. Nothing. He could just go straight into the river. Now, I don't believe it will be all dead again, but just very close. We will be really well damaged in the bus. Who knows? I don't know what will happen. However, the driver, I guess, was really smart. So what he did next is the cars around us going up and down, they just stopped. So everybody stopped seeing that bus sliding down, and kind of like moved towards the sidewalks, because they didn't want to, collide. So what happens next is there's this boy. He's playing with his train. He's so cute. Anyway, so he started zigzagging to kind of like win some more time, so the bus doesn't go straight, like falling down and accelerate. So he didn't let the bus accelerate and going down. He kind of like zigzagged it, and then of course he applied the brakes, but you know, at that point the bus wheels were not spinning, but they were sliding, and so it was pretty bad. I actually, at that moment, I thought, that's it, we're going in the river. I was convincing myself, that's it, we're going in the river, that's it. But he somehow stopped the bus. You know, there's the curb between the sidewalk and the road, and that's where the bus stopped naturally. The bus just stopped there, and it's a big intersection. That intersection is big because it has like two main roads with two lanes each going up and down, and then the bus comes from down into the intersection, and it was just a big mess. So he managed. So where the curb is, it naturally stopped. And so he was going towards the lane that is like crossroads. He was supposed to turn this way, but and in between the two lanes, there's like a big like grass area to split it. And so instead of going this way down, he went all the way here, and he kind of stopped like sideways. So from here come cars, right? But they didn't come. They just everything stopped. Everything just froze until the bus could. So what did he do? He maneuvered the bus. He kind of got it backwards, and then he went to the right lane, and he continued. But I have to say, all of us, we were not many people. I remember the bus was not that full, but yeah, the bus was not that full. But I think all of us that were inside, we were barely breathing. But I think that the driver did a very good job. And then that was the second time. I would say the third time I felt like was with the twins. With the twins, when I went for the C-section, I was completely awake and all that. So you know, of course, you don't feel anything during the surgery when they take the babies out, but afterwards, when they stitch you up and put the stuff in your backbone to with the button to infuse painkiller in your body, on the way from the operation room to my room, basically, you know how you've seen in the movies, or like if you've seen ER, that TV show. I loved the ER show when I was little. We watched it all the time. But you know how when they rush the patient with they rush the patient like on the hallways of the hospital quickly, and you know, when it's like emergency, especially, they like have everything hanging on them, and like pipe, tubes and stuff, and so they rushed me back to my room, but you know, it was not emergency or anything. It was just finished, and I guess the doctor was in a rush because maybe the next one is coming. I don't know. I know before me there was one lady, and I was scheduled for 10 o'clock in the morning, but it eventually happened after 11, actually, because the babies were born at 11:58 and 11:59. So it's like lunchtime. So I guess he had a pretty hard time with the surgery before me. I don't know. But I remember I felt so sick. And I tried to close my eyes, but when I opened my eyes and the motion, I'm really motion sickness person. Like in the car, when we're all together in the car, I have to be either the driver or sitting next to the driver, because if I go in the back, I just get really sick. I get really sick. No matter how much air you give me or the AC is blowing out, it's just, if I have a chewing gum with mint, and it doesn't matter. I just get so sick. It messes up my head. And from the head, it just goes like here, and it's like 1, 2. Anyways. And so I get really motion sick. So they were rushing me like with that whatever I was on. And so at the end, when they got me to you know, so actually from the operation table, they got me into the bed that I would be, and that bed with all its equipment and cables, that bed, they brought it to the operation room, and then after that, they just dropped me there, and they put my gown again, and they dropped me there, and then that bed just went back to the empty room, and I was like, oh, so that was my bed all along. So I don't know. it was really cool, but like I just felt so sick. You guys, you know when you feel sick, it just passes away, and you know it just goes away, and you just feel better. I felt like I just wanted to get out of my body because it was so. I just felt so sick, and maybe it was many things because you know finally the pressure inside of your tummy is out. Like all the babies were. Really loud baby. She's playing with Geico. Okay. She's playing. So cute. Anyway, so my point is like there was no pressure anymore. So my guts, everything that is inside of me was squished for so long, and my rib cage is actually wider now because my baby boy was the older the bigger one was actually on the top, and when he kicks, I thought he'll just kick my heart and stop. I don't know. I was really worried, but so my rib cage got bigger because to make space for him and you know his sister down, and so I just felt so sick. And so they told me that there's a possibility that I puke, but I haven't eaten for 2 days at that point. So it was really unpleasant feeling, and I was trying to just puke all my guts out. I just wanted to be done. I just wanted to be done. I knew that I had babies out of me, and I cared about them, and I loved them with all my being. But I also felt like I didn't want to be in this body anymore. I was just so tired and exhausted, and mentally, physically, everything. Like I was just exhausted, and so um, I just wanted to sleep, but like from that sleep, just slip away and just go. I just didn't want to be in this body anymore, and all stitched up and in pain. And the pain started coming out, you know, with the healing of the incision. So that was, I think, um, that was really not a good experience. So I never felt like I wanted to die more than at that point. But so yeah, I was thinking about those moments and how you know God is good. God is good. He gives you some kind of energy. So when you don't have your own strength anymore, it's somehow kind of like you feel like you're borrowing. Like there's like this invisible power around you from the unseen world that is helping you. I'm pretty sure there are many people, ancestors, and people who are still to come that are into the family. Those are people um, who are helping from the other side in many different ways. And so that's how I felt. Every time after something dangerous happens, I just feel like that because naturally, as a human, we are very weak, very weak, and fragile. And recovery takes time. And you know, when you hear of those stories of oh, that person recovered amazingly quickly, and it's amazing, it's a miracle. You know, miracles are things that we cannot really explain clearly with science, but God can because he is science. God, I don't understand when people say God and science are two different things, and like aliens and God, there's those two don't accommodate. Um, he created worlds without number. He created universes without number. Like our galaxy is just one little tiny microscopic piece of existence. Our galaxy here, the Milky Way, compared to the vast cosmos around us. So I don't see why not. And then there are people who we're linked with in the past, people that we've never met here, but we knew from before, and those are coming. Those are like our guardian angels that you call, some people call them. And yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys that that stuff is real. And um, definitely, and for my sister as well, there were a few times when she could have been gone. And then even my parents, like when, what I'm saying is like when those moments happen, and you sort of like still alive after all that, you feel like whoa, you feel like you're not in charge anymore, but you're still existing. That, you know, that's not from you, that's not. And so if that's the case, then there is a reason why you're still here. There is a reason why you're still around. And I I enjoy every moment of after the C-section, enjoying those little ones. This little girl likes phones, tablets, TVs, and whatever. And this little boy, he just loves his cars. He's a real boy with real interesting cars, and he just loves it. He loves it. And I love them, and I realize that there's no many months left being with them. When I start work again and they go to nursery school, they're not gonna be my kiddos anymore. They will be taking care of other people who'll be watching them doing their reaching their milestones, and they'll be just telling me or their father, who never tells me pretty much anything. Eventually, sometimes. But yeah, yeah. I just love them to death. And that's it for today. Have a wonderful day. Bye.